Welcome to PCMC. I'm Mike Bongiorno. I'm joined today once again by... I didn't think of a spooky name for you until
Jack-o'-lantern the Troll.
Jackal. That'd be great if your name was Jacqueline.
I know.
Your name was Jennifer.
Well, you didn't think of one. Came prepared.
Jen. This isn't scary. Jennifer's Body Latrell.
Ah, it's a good one.
Yeah, that was a movie, right?
Yeah.
That was a scary movie from some time ago that some people remember.
You bet.
It's Halloween 2022. We're wrapping it up. We're closing it up in a little bow.
Oh my God, I'm the final one.
I know. What a. We did 5 this year.
I know.
We threw an extra one at them.
You bet.
They didn't even know it. They didn't even see it coming, them dumb bitches.
Aw, come
They
on.
were like, oh, I get a PCMC every week. And then I slap you in the face with another one. Slap you right in the cheek with it.
Right in the cheek.
Yeah.
Which cheek? Who knew?
I don't know. So today, me and Jen are here to talk about a long overdue episode. We're here to talk about Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
From 1993.
Yes.
And Hocus Pocus 2.
From 2022.
2022.
Hocus Pocus 2022.
We're going to give the original film its due respect.
Oh, yeah.
And really talk about it.
You bet.
Talk about what makes it good.
Yeah.
Talk about our histories with it.
Love. Love.
Then we're going to talk about Hocus Pocus 2. Give that its respect.
Sure.
Compare. Contrast, as they say in English class when you're 12.
I'm ready to contrast.
Yeah. So we've just watched Hocus... I've just watched Hocus Pocus 2 for the 3rd time. You've just watched it for the 2nd time. Any different from the way you felt the first time? Any feelings?
Oh, no. It just
exactly the
solidified
same?
my feelings.
Exactly the same. Wow.
Really?
Wow. This is the episode where you go... This is the episode where you shed your nice girl image.
I'm not thrilled with some parts of it. Some parts I'm very thrilled. Don't come for me. Yeah.
Obviously, obviously... I'll just say right off the bat, I think it's fantastic. I think it's very good. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's really, really good. I think it is on par. I think if you forgot the fact that it's like a classic and we have all this nostalgia with it, if you just look at both movies together as movies, they're about on par in terms of...
silliness?
Well, in terms of craft and everything.
Right. Okay.
You know.
I don't know.
You shaking your head? This is a podcast, by the way.
Because I couldn't decide if I wanted to disagree yet.
Okay. Well, let's start with Hocus Pocus 1 then.
Yeah.
What was your history with Hocus Pocus?
Hocus Pocus. I watched it on TV probably. I don't remember seeing it in the movies. 93. I would have been 6.
I was 10.
So, yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't see it in the movies, but I remember watching it on TV a lot, and like when I was like little-ish. Sure. And I loved it, and I was super proud of myself because even though it's not really a scary movie, it has like one jump scare, and I was proud that I was able to make it through it.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that jump scare. That jump scare works.
Yeah.
You're talking about Under the Sheets, right?
Yeah. But I loved it.
Actually, in both 1 and 2, Sarah gets the jump scare.
I made a note. They remembered.
Yeah.
I know. I do have appreciation for the second movie. I have some thoughts.
I'm glad. Look, we can it's we don't have to agree on this.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to split us up as a couple. This doesn't have to tear us apart.
Right. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. You reassuring yourself.
What's up? I saw it in the theater. Mm-hmm. I was 10. I saw it with my little brother. He's 3 years younger than me, which makes him 7.
Yeah.
That took a little longer than it should have. I tried to make that smooth. I was like, that makes him tick 7. My dad brought us. So this was a Saturday, either a Saturday or a Sunday movie, and Dad took us. And I remember Dad liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. It was like a matinee, so I don't know how many people were in it. I don't think we were the only ones, but it wasn't... I don't know. I feel like this movie has...
It's grown.
Right, but I also feel like this mythology has formed that it was like a total failure when it came out.
Right.
It came out in August, and everyone hated it, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And now it's a classic. And I don't think it's that cut and dry. I think it didn't set the world on fire.
Right.
But it did. It made its money back. It cost about like 20-something million to make. And it ended up making, I mean, over all these years, it ended up grossing around 40 million. So it wasn't like a total like flop, made no money.
Right.
But it is true that over the years, especially with playing it on cable, or now they call it Freeform, but it used to be Fox Family, or first it was the Family Channel, then Fox Family, then Freeform,
or ABC Family,
right. Oh,
yeah,
right.
Freeform.
ABC Family.
It might have been Fox Family before that.
Well,
but
I have Fox Family in my head, but
it might have been Fox Family before that. But it was ABC Family for a long time, and now it's Freeform.
Right. So is Freeform not owned by Disney?
No, it is.
So it's just, why is it called Freeform though? What does that even mean?
You know what I think?
Tell me.
Because I was a big Pretty Little Liars fan.
Tell me.
And I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me. It's just what I think.
The audience of this show knows that nothing we say is correct.
I've done no research. Pretty Little Liars, though not like innocent, obviously there's murder in it.
Yeah.
There was like no sex before it.
Yeah.
Like maybe they talked about it, but they didn't really show much. And then that's when it was ABC, because while Pretty Little Liars was on, it switched from ABC Family to Freeform. And then you still don't see anything. It's still basic cable. But when it switched to Freeform, like right after was the episode when Hannah and Caleb have sex, and you like see her in her bra, and it's like a bit more intimate than we've kind of seen before. And I don't know if they wanted a more grown up
I have a question.
Named and separate the ABC from it and the family from it. I don't know, but
raising my hand. I have a question. So is Freeform where that show premiered, or
no,
was
ABC Family?
But that's where.
Yes.
It wasn't syndication. That's where that was on.
Yeah, I watched it.
I thought that was on like CW or something.
Nah,
so it was a straight to them joint.
You bet. It was great.
Interesting.
I miss it.
Well, if they are owned by Disney, then it's really just a branding change.
Right. They don't want the family and the ABC in it. They want it more adult. Like now, this year, they're showing Get Out, and they're showing a lot more. They're really pushing it a little bit more.
The 31 Nights of Halloween, which is their famous October block.
Right. I wanted to watch it before. I recorded Get Out because I wanted to see how much they would show.
Yeah.
And I recorded it. The first night it aired, it was on at like 6 or something, or 7. And my family's a big like ball game. I don't know, whatever. They're recording 2 things, and they wouldn't have been able to watch the ball game, so I didn't record it then. But I recorded it when it was on again at like 1 in the afternoon. So then I was really curious to see what they would show.
Yeah, I'm really curious too.
But I didn't have enough time to watch it.
But it's so baked into what it is. Like there's, I mean, they probably cut out like the N word or whatever, but I can't.
Yeah, there's probably, or they probably just didn't even cut it out. I mean, you don't really need to cut out that much blood because
there's
we're
not
America.
Too much blood.
No, I know, but still, like, violence is okay.
Right.
It's really just any kind of like wording, and they're pretty good about like not what. I guess no one does it anymore, where they try to dub it over.
Right. No, that's not a thing that happens anymore.
Right.
No, that's very old fashioned.
But yeah, I think they would just. I don't think they try to cut any scenes out. I think they would just. There's no sex in it.
That is interesting because I'm not sure how long they've been doing the 31 Nights of Halloween, but it feels like a very long time.
It's been since ABC Family.
It's been a long time.
Also, with Freeform, the branding, like I texted you that I was so excited for 31 Nights of Halloween, and you were like, whatever, making fun of me, kind of.
No, but, I said, I'll tell you what it is right now.
Right.
Hocus Pocus. But
even if it
Nightmare Before Christmas, Ghostbusters,
but
Nightmare Before Christmas.
But even if it is, the theming on Freeform is like, I don't know who they got. I don't know what they did. The memes, I love following the Freeform.
They know it's a big deal.
Yeah, I love following the Freeform account, and it comes back, and it's a big deal when it comes back because it goes away for a while. On Instagram. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
And like even just like the channel, like they have like a pop-up video of Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Where they have like I was gonna say when it came up, but like they have like a virgin count.
Yeah.
Because they I love
get it.
I love Freeform at Halloween. Like the theming, the commercial, not the commercial, but like. Like when they advertise their next movie, or like when they mash all the things together.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I live for it. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're talking about Hocus Pocus. Not
no, but I feel like
I love
in
it so much,
the cultural conversation of Hocus Pocus,
right.
31 Nights of Halloween. Is that? I mean,
and it is their big thing. They start and end with it.
For the last 2 Halloween seasons, Carvel has done. I don't know if he did it this year, but the last 2 years they did Hocus Pocus Shakes and 31 Nights of. That was like the brand of it.
Yeah,
like
it was
Hocus Pocus, but it was like what it was like.
31 Nights Presents or whatever.
Right. So it is a big old deal.
Yeah.
And if I were, I don't know. See, kids don't. Do kids watch TV at all? Who watches TV? I don't know. But if I were a kid and there was that, I would have loved it because I loved any Halloween thing on TV when I was a kid. Okay, so Hocus Pocus from 1993. It's directed by Kenny Ortega, who went on to do a lot of DComs. He did the High School Musical movies. He did the Descendants movies.
Too bad. Classics.
12 episodes of Gilmore Girls.
Ugh. King.
The awful 2016 Rocky Horror remake.
Oh, everyone's got to have a failure.
Yeah. It's written by, let's see, the story of Hocus Pocus is by David Kirshner, who has a very weird, he has a very weird career because he's known for working on 2 different franchises. He's worked on most of the Chucky movies.
Sure.
And also most of the Curious George cartoons.
Great. It's a great combo of those 2.
He likes short little people who get into hijinks.
You bet. You bet.
Also, the story, there's a credit to Mick Garris, who is a big name in horror. He did the Shining miniseries. He did a lot of Stephen King adaptations for TV. I believe his original screenplay was scarier. I don't know how he feels about the Hocus Pocus that exists now, but I have a feeling his was more scary.
Right.
I actually just saw a fun clip on YouTube of William Friedkin, the director of The Exorcist, being super mean to him during some interview because he was like, Mick Garris was like a nerdy kind of like, I guess he was like a reviewer or whatever. He did a lot of journalism, and William Friedkin, the director of The Exorcist, is known for being like not a nice person.
Yeah.
And so Mick Garris was like very young at the time. Is like, so some people have said that the book is better than the movie, and the director's like, who said that? Tell me who said that. And Mick Garris is like, It's very fun to watch and awkward.
Yeah.
And the screenplay is by Mick Garris and Neil Cuthbert. Neil Cuthbert, his career ended after 2 huge flops in a row. He did Mystery Men, which was a huge flop. That was the like superhero comedy with Ben Stiller. And then he did Pluto Nash, which was a huge flop with Eddie Murphy. I don't know if you remember that movie. No. It was like a sci-fi comedy with Eddie Murphy.
I mean, it sounds familiar, but no.
He did 2 famously terrible movies in a row, and it literally, his IMDb just stops like a rock. Aww. Like it's just like, nah, you're out now. So those are the people behind the scene. So I guess we'll I mean, everyone's seen this classic, but we'll just go through some things with it. It begins with we see Thackeray's window, and I've seen this movie so many times, but for this episode, I was like, for the first time, watching very closely.
Right.
And Sarah goes right through the window, and it seems like a Wizard of Oz homage. It looks just like when Dorothy has the witch outside her window.
Yeah.
His little sister Emily's being lured to the house. Of course, we've got the classic line, "Another glorious morning makes me sick." You bet.
So good.
They're fantastic. Bet is great. I love Bet.
So good.
She's fantastic. She really is. The 3 of them together have almost like a Marx Brothers, bordering on Three Stooges kind of like chaos together.
Right.
Like they move together, the way they talk and bounce off each other, the way like Winifred's always in the middle and she'll turn and talk to one and talk to the other, and then the other will do something behind her back, and like she'll hit them both like the Three Stooges.
Right.
Like together they're so like it's just such perfect. They're perfect together.
Yeah. Do you notice? I don't know why I noticed this, but do you notice that when they're old, Winifred's the only one with nice teeth?
No, I didn't notice that.
I don't know why I noticed that. I don't know if they couldn't mess up her dentures or whatever you put in.
That's interesting. Or it's some sort of a gap or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has
her famous like fake
teeth.
buck teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Really?
And the other ones are like blackened and like.
But you know what? I always forget that the first time you see them, they're very
hideous.
old.
Yeah.
They're like super old.
Yeah.
They need to I'm going to say quote unquote eat children. We've talked a lot about witches this month, and we've talked about eating children. And in some variations of the witch myth, they straight up eat babies. But in this, even though they talk about eating people,
they suck out their life force.
Yeah, they don't really do it. They make them drink a potion that makes their soul come, I don't know, loosens their soul up a little bit. Yeah. And then they suck the soul out. So they don't really eat. But, you know, I find it, this is a Disney movie. It's a classic. But for a Disney movie, there's some, like, crazy imagery in the first movie. There's them hanging.
Right.
And their feet
Well,
they
you just
hang.
see their feet. Right.
And then there's dead Emily.
Yup.
When they suck her soul
Underneath.
out, they have her just sitting in the background in a chair, and her head is down, so her hair is covering her face, which I think they think makes it less creepy, but it makes it
way
more creepy.
creepy.
Yeah, because it's like there's a little dead girl right there.
And then she moves.
Does
She's
she
not
really?
supposed to, but
I never noticed that.
She was a little girl who had to sit still forever.
Yeah.
While they shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think she like moves her legs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never noticed that. I always thought, even as a kid, when they spit in the cauldron, I always find spit gross.
Yeah, spit's gross, and they're biting their tongues off and spitting it in. That always freaked me out.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see anything.
And like they've got like man toes.
Yeah, that they're throwing at each other.
There's a
So
scene
funny.
in
So
the
funny.
1990s movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where there's a witch in that movie, and she is like she's like helping the sheriff of, is it Nottingham? And she like spits in his hand and like reads his palm in the spit. It's the most memorable thing from that movie. I saw the movie as a kid, and I was bored out of my mind because it's like 9 hours long.
Yeah.
And but it's that's the thing I remember most about that movie.
Yeah, spit's pretty gross.
Yeah, I'd rather have anything else but spit. So they fit into the Golden Girl archetype. There's the tough one, the dumb one, and the slut one. You know,
come on, poor
perfect
Sarah.
Golden Girls. And they make a Golden Girls joke in the second movie. Tony Hale, as the mayor, says something about like the goth Golden Girls.
Right.
So Thackeray is turned into a black cat forever.
That's also, I think, the only time that they do the Malika something, Mystica.
Malika.
Right. In the second movie,
They do it a lot.
they do it every time they do a spell.
But they also do, in both times they do the singing spell, they do up a baby, up a die, that whole thing.
Right, that thing. But
It feels like in the mythology of this world, one witch, like the leader witch, says the important words, and then the two other dudes chanting.
I mean, that makes sense. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
In this movie, they only do the one.
I love Bet's delivery when she's on the hangman's noose, and they're like, Winifred, and she's like, yes. Like she doesn't know what she's there for.
Right.
Oh, I love it. Then she says, cat's got my tongue, and they all laugh. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so good. And Sarah's like, this is terribly uncomfortable.
Yeah. We cut to the present day, and we have incredible classic character actor Kathleen Freeman as the teacher.
You bet. She's the best.
Who is so offended that
That's also a little jump scary, which is like, rah, with the... I don't know. She scares someone. It scared me. You know what?
Okay, all right. Listen, this is a safe
I'm
place.
easily frightened.
This is a safe place. No, Max is like, you know, I know you're onto this witches and stuff, and she's like, stuff.
Yeah.
And all the kids like, we fucking hate him.
Yeah. Yeah. But he is smooth.
See, this
like butter.
See, this is a problem, I think, with direction. I think Ortega fucked this up.
Why?
Because he should be playing... Everyone's picking on him. He should be playing it as I'm awkward, new in school. He's playing it as I'm confident and I feel better than everybody, and it just doesn't feel right. Everyone's making fun of him.
Right.
He gets up in the middle of class with everyone looking at him and gives the prettiest girl in class his phone number.
You bet. Smooth.
That feels wrong. That doesn't feel right.
Smooth. He said if they show up, call me. He saw his shot and he took it, just like in High School Musical.
But how is that your shot? Everyone's goofing on me right now. This is my moment. This is my moment to shine.
I don't know, babe.
I'm sorry.
We're not done.
No, I just want to say, I love the original movie. I think I hate Max.
All right,
he's
that's
so
fair.
annoying.
Yeah, he's pretty whiny.
He's so annoying. Like, and even when like he stops being mean to his sister, like he's still through the whole movie he's annoying. Yeah. I really don't like him very much. I love Thora Birch. She's adorable as Danny.
You love her.
I love Binks.
Love him.
I love Allison.
Love.
Max is like, you're better than everything. Fuck it. But in the 90s, like when a kid was from California, that was like
that was the coolest thing ever.
That was a big thing in movies, and it was also like, oh, you loved your life in California, and now you hate it somewhere, right? Your parents made you move. It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, being from California was the coolest. I blame Saved by the Bell. I'll say it.
All right. Allison actually gives him his number back in the next scene in a pretty smooth way.
Classic burn. We love Allison. But she hands it back like she's giving him her number.
And it's just a picture of her middle finger. Fuck off, Max.
She made his numbers into a middle finger.
You shit. She says, you don't believe in the Santa sisters, and he says no.
Yeah.
Point of order. They're not Santa Claus. Like they, in this movie, they're historical figures that existed. Right. You might not believe that they're witches, right? But he's like, I don't believe in them, and it's like, no, you don't get to not believe in them. It's like saying I don't believe in George Washington.
Right? They are Max. Still 3 women. Right.
By the way, after reading the Crucible and stuff like that, part of me is like, where the Satan sisters aren't a part of it? Where's Goody Proctor? I know. where the myth has grown so much that we forget it's like 30 people. Right. It's like not a lot of people. Right. And like we mostly know all their names.
Right.
But anyway, this movie, doesn't really care about. It's Salem because Salem is witches and don't think more beyond that. You know? And Salem is real witches.
Yeah. So then Max goes through the cemetery to get home.
Right.
Well, first of all, wait.
That's a shortcut.
Yeah, he rides his bike through what I think is a lovely cemetery.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 would hang out there.
Yeah.
And then he meets like the 2 bullies.
Yeah, Jay and Ernie, aka Ice.
They need something. They need to take something from him because they're bullies, and he doesn't
smoke. First they ask for a cigarette.
Yeah, he doesn't smoke.
Then money.
Right.
It's very weird.
And then he's riding a bike.
Yeah.
Why would you take his gross sneakers?
I know.
Why would you pick the sneakers? Even if they're the best sneakers in the world.
Take his bike.
Why would you take someone's sneakers that they're wearing? Gross. Take his bike.
Thank you so much, Jen.
Take his bike.
And this has been bully lessons from Jen.
Oh.
Bullies.
Yeah, right. If you have to bully someone.
This is a new segment on PCMC. Jen gives bully lessons. You take the bike always, right, Jen?
Just saying. Why would you take someone's used sneakers?
I know, it's gross. It's gross. They don't look like brand new. And they're not like classic Jordans.
And
you know what I mean?
they're like boy sneakers. Sorry.
But they're boys.
I know, but they're like...
I don't know. He wears them.
Sweaty and gross.
Listen, Ice probably comes from a bad family.
I know. They
can't
probably
have nice
do.
things.
I know. Justice for Ice.
In both Part 1 and Part 2, we're introduced to Salem by the protagonist riding a bike through town. They do that in both films. Listen, I understand their impulse to pick on Max.
No, I get it.
Who wouldn't pick on that shit?
Who wouldn't? I'm just saying, don't take the sneakers. Then you're going to put your feet in them.
I know.
It's just like
give
you're asking for athlete's foot. Yeah. You don't need a fungus.
Would you give him a noogie? What would you do?
I wouldn't get a fungus.
Yeah. That California fungus feet. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
So, their dad is Charles Rocket. Are you familiar with Charles Rocket?
No.
He was an SNL cast member.
Sure.
He ruined his career by saying fuck on Saturday Night Live, but not as a slip-up. Like, at the very end of an episode during the goodbye, he just says it very knowingly, and he got fired. And he had some other things. He did this. He was the villain in Dumb and Dumber, and then he died of suicide.
Aww,
he had a very weird life. Mm-hmm. He did the Weekend Update, and it actually, during his time, wasn't called the Weekend Update. They called it the Rocket Report.
Fun.
But he's pretty okay as the dad, you know?
I like him as the dad.
Yeah, and I like the mom. I don't really know her from anything else, but the mom's nice. So there's a fake-out scare, Danny in the closet.
Right. Oh, wait. Before, I I just wanted to. I mean, people have pointed it out, but did you see the painting of their house?
In their house? No.
Yeah, they have a painting of their house.
Maybe and their house also, is like classic. I don't know.
Maybe, but also next to it, I don't know if this is a connection at all, or if it's just something I was looking for because I was looking for things. Mm-hmm. There's like an alligator statue, and it kind of looks like the alligator that like dances with Danny when they're at the party.
Okay. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
I love the whole look of this film. It's very fall. It's very It's very warm. It's autumnal. It's crunchy leaves. It's there's a reason why like all over Instagram are like images of people like kicking their socks up, like kicking their feet with socks up. And like having Halloween decorations and then having Hocus Pocus on the screen. It like is the core.
Yeah. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's very lovely. Danny's adorable.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, she's fun. She's sassy. A good kid actor.
Yeah.
She's got funny lines in it.
You bet. Yabos.
Yeah, I never before or after heard anyone ever say yabos. Have you ever heard anyone say yabos?
I don't know, but when she kicks the door in his closet, he's getting real cozy with that pillow. So.
He's about to jerk off. It's good thing Danny came out when she did, because she would have seen her brother just fucking going, Allison.
Yabos.
I get so turned on when you make fun of me and give me my number back. You know, he's got a shame kink, and I'm not gonna.
It's fine.
I'm not gonna shame him for his shame kink.
Sure.
He's got a humiliation kink.
Unless he asks for it, then
that's why he gives girls who are out of his league his number all the time, so he can get it back. That's how he gets his rocks off.
I'm just saying. Yabos is a safe word, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
So Max lives in the attic of his house.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's like a perfect like '90s kid room, right? It's got like drums. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's got like a little staircase to like the top thing.
I know. I don't know what you call that.
Like it's like
a little square.
I want to say like lighthouse, but it's not a lighthouse. It's on a house, but it's like a little like top of the house thing.
Like an alcove, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Something. So they go trick or treating. She tells them they gotta go trick or treating. And listen, I always think like you're being a dick to you. She's so much younger than you. You're being so mean to her.
You're in a brand new.
Yeah.
He's like, go on your own, and she's like, we're brand new here. There's boxes in your room that are not unpacked yet.
Hey, dickhead, I'm a baby. I can't go alone.
I know fuck. You. Yeah. No. So So he has to go with her.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. Go on.
No, I was gonna say also, the internet is pointing out that she is, which I guess would be a backwards kind of thing. She's kind of dressed like Mother Witch.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's
Mother Witch is dressed like her.
Right.
In part 2.
Well, I mean, if we're going chronologically in the story timeline.
Ice and Jay try to steal Dana's candy. That always rings untrue to me. Bullies don't bully babies. Like, you bully people in your grade.
Right.
Like, a grown man wouldn't be like, give me your candy, you child. And they're right in front of that person's house.
I know.
Why don't
they call the police?
What doesn't come out and go, hey, you fucking punks, leave that child alone.
Yeah.
She humiliates him by being like, he's a little leaguer. And everyone's like, everyone's making fun of him. It's great.
Yeah.
There's
no pretty girls to give his number to.
I'm on Ice's side. You know, there's an overly dramatic moment here where he's like, he's so upset that he moved. And he's like, you know, I actually think this moment probably should be much later on.
Right.
Because the conflict between them should last longer. It's like immediately she's really upset with him and he apologizes and they're the best of siblings again.
Right.
And then they get into other trouble.
Yeah.
And then they go and meet Allison and then the story starts.
Yeah.
And it's like, why couldn't you leave some of that tension there?
Right. Yeah.
Allison, she's like in a hoity-toity party.
Yeah. They're all dressed like Victorian.
You get a sense that she's like, I don't know. You get a sense that there's like, yeah, exactly.
She's mad rich.
Yeah, and she's like bored at it.
Yeah.
So she immediately is like, yeah, I'll go with you and fucking sneak into a witch museum.
She said that her mom used to run it, but like, do they own it? Like, who owns the property?
I don't know. Because in part 2, it's a store.
Right. Is it owned by like this? Well, then
I guess this.
It wouldn't be owned by the state if it's a store, because then it would be a landmark.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. In 2, it doesn't make sense that it's a store, but in 1, it makes sense that it would be turned into like a museum. Yeah.
Right. Also, it doesn't. I feel like the time doesn't match up because she remembers spooky things happening there, and she's like 15. Yeah. But it's like crazy dusty and cobwebby, and if no one's been in there, like I feel like that takes some time
for it to be spooky.
That much? That's a lot.
I was a tour guide in a historical landmark, and that place got real fucking spooky and dusty. And I dusted it once a year.
Once a year?
Yeah, once a year. I went through like really crazy, and I had like a really like soft vacuum because the rugs are super old.
Because you don't want to disturb the ghosts, right?
Yeah. So the black flame candle, a virgin lights it. Okay, so let's get into the virgin stuff.
Freeform does a virgin count. They're all about it. They know.
This boy is like 15 years old.
15.
Yeah. This is very 90s, though. It's very 90s and the 90s extreme era to be like, you're a virgin.
Right.
It's like, he's a boy.
Right.
To me, the most egregious is like when they meet that guy just like a cop later. Mm-mm. Which is weird. That man should go to jail. You're not allowed to impersonate police officers.
Right.
And he's like, you're a virgin, really? And it's like he's a child.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they mention in part 2 that it's a virgin, but they also don't shame the girls for being virgins.
Right.
Like, because it's just so funny.
It's not really, and it's also not put on them. It's just a virgin needs to light the candle. Those are the instructions.
Right.
You know? It's instructions. It's not like mention every 3.5 seconds about a specific person.
He's not 19.
Or like 35.
Right. I know. Everyone's like, you're a virgin? It's like, are you not? Is Thor Birch not? What's happening here? She's so...
Yeah, she mentions it a lot too.
Yeah,
she's like, and he's a virgin.
Yeah. She's fun. I mean, she has some good lines where she's like, a virgin lit the candle. But that's the 90s for you. We were shaming everybody for everything. They come back. My Lucky Rat's Tail.
Yeah.
He says the titular line, it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus.
Right. You bet.
Which somehow Winnie hears and repeats later.
Mm-hmm.
Shishka baby. Because she's going to eat. I always love that Danny pretends she's a witch.
I know. Yeah, she tries.
Yeah.
She's smart.
Yeah.
And she tries to throw them off.
Yeah. He does the burning rain of death where he just lights a lighter under the sprinkler system.
Yep.
And I always thought it was funny when Bette Midler goes, he makes fire in his hand.
Yeah.
All of the they're out of time stuff is always funny to me.
Right.
It always makes me chuckle. People have been talking about how in part 2 there's too much green screen and it looks fake and the woods looks fake. The woods look just as fake in this.
Yeah.
It's all a set.
Right.
And I kind of like that for a movie like this. It gives it a storybook quality.
Right.
Like the moon is gigantic and it's like I love that.
Yeah, I got no complaints with that.
Yeah. They try to burn the book, they can't.
Right. And then they go to fly.
Yeah.
And that's when they see that their brooms are gone. Oh no, don't they fly first?
No, they do fly, and then 3 little girls trick-or-treating steal their
brooms.
Right. And then they fly away. Whatever happened to those children? Are they dead?
Right, that was later.
The next morning, it's like, tragically, 3 young girls were found off.
Right.
Those girls are dead. Yeah.
And then they go into the lovely cemetery, but at night.
Yeah.
Because that's where Binks leads them, because he knows that they can't
they kill
set foot on hollow ground.
Mm-hmm. This is where they meet Billy.
Billy.
Right.
Yeah.
Winnie brings him back.
Right.
This is Doug Jones.
Right. Does he not use his voice in this one?
So I looked it up because a lot of people noticed that in part 2 it sounds like he's doing an English accent, and it doesn't sound English in the first one.
Right.
So yeah, I thought maybe he was dubbed in the first one because he was kind of not a big star then. Mm-hmm. He wasn't in an Oscar-winning movie.
Right.
But no, he did do his voice then.
Okay.
But he actually speaks very little in the first movie.
Right.
He speaks way more in the second movie.
Well, for the first, for a good portion, his mouth is sewn shut.
Right.
So he can't, he's just making he's moaning noises or whatever.
He doesn't say a lot.
Right.
And
but
yeah.
He doesn't speak... He doesn't really
He sounds different. He totally sounds different.
Yeah, and I was gonna say he doesn't really speak like of that era, but I guess he does a little bit with the way he insults Winifred, but it's not nearly close to what he's I don't know where he thinks he's from in this movie. I don't know if he forgot to watch it again before getting ready for his character, but and we'll get to it. Yeah.
Supposedly the IMDb trivia says that he came up with the line of saying "go to hell" and her saying "thanks."
I think
because she was supposed to say "you're a bitch" or something, or just call her bitch, and he was like, let's not do that.
Yeah, no, I've heard that. I like that Winifred says, "Oh, cheese and crust." He's lost his head.
So good. There's so many quick little things that like you miss. So Mary, she has olfactory powers. She's like a bloodhound. She smells
that's why
children.
she barks. I think that's what Kathleen and Jimmy said. That's why she added like the barking. Because she felt like she was like a dog. Yeah, she's like a bloodhound. Yeah.
I never put that together.
Yeah.
And Sarah she's like the siren.
Right.
She's very pretty and she could sing and lure you in.
Right.
I had such a crush on her when I saw the movie when I was 10.
Sarah Jessica Parker always looks her hottest as a witch.
It's the pale white look works for her.
I don't know what it is. Maybe the heavy makeup and the pale white.
She looks good with the snowy white skin.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean,
she's gorgeous in real life. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's plussed up in this. I love your guts for garters, girl is also a good line.
Yeah. They do a calming circle.
Yeah. And then the horny bus driver.
Yeah, there's so many horny people in this movie. Again, maybe it's the 90s. Right.
Everyone's horny, and they all notice if you're a virgin.
He lets Sarah sit on his lap while he drives the bus.
And he also flirts with all of them.
Excuse me, sir.
Because he sees Winifred first.
Yeah.
And not that Bette Midler isn't attractive.
But he's like, I'm into all of this.
But, Sarah's clearly supposed to be the pretty one. He
looked at the whole menu and said, yes, please.
Yeah, you bet.
He was like, yeah, all three.
He's like, I would like an appetizer, entree, and dessert.
In my memory, so he's a young guy.
Yeah.
But I always think of him as an old guy, and it's because in my memory, I confuse him with the bus driver, Miss Doubtfire.
Yep.
Who's like sweet
a horny
old man.
devil.
I know, but he's much sweeter.
Is he, though? He's like, I'll take you on your hairy legs.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I like that Mediterranean looking one.
Sweet old bus drivers. Horny old bus drivers.
When you work in the night shift,
you
don't got a lot of options. We get it. We all get it.
Yeah. There's another tip from Jen. All right, so Binks is run over and flattened. And this is, I find this to be a very false dramatic moment because even at 10, I was like, he's not dead. Let's move on. But like, he's dead. Oh no, sad music. Danny, who met him a second ago, is sad. And then he's like, I'm not dead. Let's go.
But can we talk about the gross sound that he makes when he's like coming back?
Yeah.
He's like, I hate it.
He inflates.
I hate it but the sound he makes.
Yeah.
Like he feels it. He feels it all.
He's immortal though.
Also, can we talk about how Billy in the first movie, I guess kind of in the second movie, but he's a little bit older. He's very like, his movements are very like scarecrow-ish.
Yeah.
Like, what's his face? Ray Bolger.
Yeah.
He's got got that like dancing clumsiness.
Yeah.
That's like, whoa, you really...
Yeah, he's more like a zombie in the second movie.
You've got, crazy control of your body.
Yeah, that's his thing.
It's beautiful and amazing.
That's his thing. He's a sexy sea monster. He's also the Baron from What We Do in the Shadows. And he's the voice of the Baron, too.
Fun.
The thing is, he has great control of his body. He's very lithe. He's super, super thin.
Yeah.
He's Abe Sapien from, any thin-looking monster man. That's
right.
What
that's him.
That's going to be Doug Jones. I love the little girls just like angels. Like, oh, bless you. And they scream.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Gary Marshall. Speaking of horny people in this movie, this whole scene.
Well, let me tell you why he is though.
Yeah.
It's because he's married to a sister. He's probably not getting much.
Yeah. All right.
And it's probably not legal.
Yeah.
It's a weird casting choice.
It's a very weird casting choice to have famous brother and sister play husband and wife
from someone who's a director. Why would
they're both directors?
Well, I know, but yeah, that's true. I guess yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Penny. Yeah. Why would you okay this? Why would either of you say yes to this?
Who knows? But you know what? She at least I understand as a character. She's Joy TV. What the fuck is going on in my house?
Right.
Him, as I was watching it this last time, I'm like, is he demented? Is he like, does he have dementia? Is he just insane? His actions make no sense on no planet. He's just like, come on in, girls. And then he's like dancing with Sarah.
Well, they're like she asks him to dance, but also like, we've never been to Salem.
Yeah.
So I don't know how welcoming the people are.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's the small town vibe of, yeah, we know everyone. Come in. It's Halloween. Come right in our house.
Babe, he's ready to eat their buttholes.
All right. Well, no.
Because they think he's the devil, so they call him Master. And he immediately is like, oh, we're doing a sexy bit. We're role-playing. I'm immediately on board. Yes, I'm the Master. Come inside.
Babe, he's not getting much at home.
But he also, like, introduces his wife to them. And she's like, I don't want to play. So, like, there's shit that goes on, man. Like, these are not the first people he's brought home. His wife said, I don't want to play. She's like, I don't want to get into whatever this is going to be tonight.
She calls her tart face.
Yeah. I love when they threaten her. She's like, get out of my house, and they threaten her. And then she sicks the dog on them. It's a cute little dog.
It's a little Yorkie.
It's a little Yorkie.
Dressed
with
like
a
devil.
bat. Like,
right.
yeah, like he has like bat devil wings.
And they call her Medusa because she has like curlers in her hair.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
He says, I want you to meet the little woman. And she goes, he has a little woman? Yeah, the commercial with the baby.
Classic. Do you remember that commercial? That was a real commercial. It was great.
Was it a battery commercial?
I forget.
I feel like
I thought it was like a diaper commercial.
It might have been.
I feel like it was a diaper commercial because, like, look how far this kid can run around in his little. Are those things not outlawed? That's not the word.
The little like.
Are those things were called?
I don't know.
I feel like babies tipped right over. Anyway. Yeah, that's fun.
So they go to find the parents at the grown-ups party. Mm-hmm. Max's dad, again another horny old man, gets very weird with Allison.
Yeah,
because he's a vampire, so he's like, oh, the beautiful Allison. He like kisses her hand. Yeah.
Well,
it's
he
like,
thinks.
Dad.
Well, no, but he thinks he's with. She thinks that's Max's date.
So that's what you do to your son's date?
Well, I don't know. It was a 90s.
Put your hands on her.
Oh boy,
it's weird. Don't tell me it's not weird.
No, it's weird, but it was a 90s.
Men are scary. In this world, straight men are scary, and stay away from them. That's the lesson.
That is the lesson. Take their bikes.
Yeah. So, I put a spell on you. What can we say about this?
Pure perfection.
Iconic.
I only wish they had recorded it.
I know.
For realsies.
Whenever you hear, the
patty cake version is the best version.
Yeah.
I will say it's the closest to the original.
People either recreate the arrangement,
right?
Or sometimes people rip it from the movie, but then you'll have dialogue in it,
right? Yeah, there's no clean version.
Yeah, how did they not record it?
Because they probably didn't.
What a classic!
They were like, "Here's this movie."
She had to have recorded it at some point after, right? Because she does it on stage sometimes.
Maybe she won't allow it. I don't know.
Maybe Screamin' Jay Hawkins, the original, his estate won't allow it.
Maybe.
See, here's the thing, and this is where we can talk a little bit about the songs in part 2. Mm-hmm. This song works because it's a spooky song. And
also, again, I was looking at it. They were already playing the song.
Yes.
And Winifred stops and watches.
She yes.
Right. So in theory, she just learned the words.
Right.
Real quick and went up there and did it.
Right.
In the new one,
they know one way or another. They just know.
They know the
bitch is back,
right.
And they know to appropriately change it to the witch is back.
Right, and Sarah and Mary don't really sing words.
Yeah,
because they weren't paying attention because they were out.
Right, it makes less sense.
Right.
See, my real problem is that it's not a spooky song. I put
a
spell on you is a spooky song.
Yeah.
If you ever listen to the original, it's weird as hell.
Yeah.
It's like a novelty song. It's Screamin' Jay Hawkins, and he's like really is screaming. He says, "I put a spell on you 'cause you're mine, not now you're mine." It's super weird, and also that guy has a weird history because he has like 50 kids from dozens of women. Like his children are like their own country. Like he has so many kids. It's very weird.
Right.
But it's perfect. As a little kid, I remember dancing to it.
Yeah,
everyone loves it.
Good.
And it's because it's because Bette Midler's she's a
performer.
Yeah, she could do it all. She's a real performer.
She gives us a gypsy reference.
Yes.
In the beginning.
My name is Winifred. What's yours?
Yeah, it's so good. I love it. I'm so sorry to say, I don't love her version of Gypsy.
I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen it or any others to compare it.
I think the Rosalind Russell version in terms of movies is the best, but
I trust you.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
They did Bette dirty. They gave her a TV version. And I'm not saying you can't work with a TV movie, but it was just, she was great. It was just all wrong.
Did you ever see The Rose?
The Rose? No.
It's weird because it's basically like a Janis Joplin biopic, but it's like it's like the 30 Rock joke. It's like Jarby Jarp Jarp. Like it's clearly Janis Joplin, but they didn't have the right to use her name or use her songs. And that's where she sings the song The Rose. Some say love, it is a river. Anyway, she's fantastic.
No, she is amazing.
So now we're in the middle. I get the sense, my cinematic spider sense tells me that a lot is cut from the middle. Because, well, first of all, I remember being a kid and seeing the TV spots that had a lot of stuff that was not in the movie, including a bunch of stuff with them in a supermarket, which I feel like they put in the second one with the CVS. But it's just weird because they're like, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
And so the idea is that they're gonna lure them to the school,
right?
And then they're gonna use
how did they get there? How did they get them to the school?
Right. You just see the witches outside the school, and they go in.
Yeah, and then once they're in, Max immediately starts talking, and it's like, how did he know they were in? Have you ever seen a school?
How did they get in the school? Like, and it's also he's new to that school, so like.
Well, I mean, he had Allison with him, yeah.
So yeah, because there's like,
and her family owns the town.
I guess there's a ceramics shop, so it's what do they call that? A kiln?
Yeah,
a kiln, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Where you like which is big enough to put 3 human adults in.
Yeah, that scene is horrifying.
You're right, and then they're celebrating because they don't know the movie's only half over. Right. And they're celebrating outside the fountain, Friends. Yeah. They're at the Friends fountain. Doing splashes at each other. Right. Doing I'll Be There For You. Yeah, it does. That whole middle is very weird.
Yeah, there's a lot cut out.
Yeah.
They sped it up, and then they turn into like green smoke.
Yeah. And then it just comes right back in and...
Yeah,
they're like Looney Tunes, like
but also,
burnt.
Again, they're not burnt. They're fine.
But don't they have soot on them?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
It's that Looney Tunes, TNT just blowed up in front of your face.
Right. But they're...
Yeah, because she's patting herself and soot's coming off of it.
That's right. But when there's still the smoke, they're screaming when they go back in.
Yeah.
What is with...
Yeah.
What is with the feeling everything? Oh, it freaks me out. I don't like that idea.
So they decide to kidnap and imprison Binks. They're like, Binks, you're part of our family now. And
come on, he's really excited.
Because he's got such a little sister fetish. He's like, oh, I got a new little sister.
Oh, come on.
I love little sisters.
Babe, he watched his sister die in front of him.
Yeah,
and
but
then
that was
had to live with that forever.
Let's get over
it. Let's see a little kitty therapist. Let's move on.
Yeah.
No.
So, by the way, somebody said... by somebody I mean some nerd who wrote in the trivia that he doesn't have the power to speak until the black flame candle is lit. That makes no sense to me. That feels like somebody.
I was just gonna say that makes sense.
To me, that checks out. To me, that just feels like somebody trying to fix an obvious plot hole.
Right? No, you're right. But he does meow in the beginning.
Well, right when he turns into a cat, he meows at his dad, and his dad kicks him away.
Yeah.
So like. So I get it would make sense that he couldn't speak, but then he's not like, oh shit, I could speak now. He like speaks like he always could speak, but he wasn't.
Well, maybe he's maybe right.
Well, why wouldn't he go, hey dad, it's me, I've been put into a cat?
No, but maybe, well, he's saying that, but he's meowing it, and like it's coming out of meows. It's coming out as meows. But you're right. When
did you write the trivia on IMDb?
I am Hocus Pocus fan. No one.
6969
Yeah.
XO. So Allison and Max cuddle on a staircase, not very comfortable.
Well, they let Danny take the bed.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So they can cuddle.
And she gives...
This is the moment of his
Oh,
life.
no, wait. This is what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
You were going off about Binks and whatever.
Yeah.
But when he has, like, a really sweet moment when Danny's like, come on, Binks, we're going home. And he's like, home? Like, he's just had to survive in the sewers on rats, and no one's loved him or spoken to him.
Yeah, he's been living a beautiful life, and now he's going to be imprisoned in domesticity. He's been living a beautiful life, eating rats.
Well, he chose to go with them, first of all. Second of all...
He's got a soft spot for little sisters. Okay, I'll go with your premise. Yes, he's happy.
It's a very sweet moment.
It's supposed to be a sweet moment.
It's supposed to be.
It is. No,
you
it's
won't
a sweet
give
moment.
it to me?
It's a sweet,
It's
sweet,
a lovely moment.
It's a sweet, sweet moment.
The way he says home, I have it in my notes. Look at that face.
Home. Yeah.
Look at the emoji I used.
We haven't talked about the voice of Banks.
Oh, James Marsden. Let me tell you about him.
Please.
I think I have already. Maybe I haven't. Who knows? But he was like my first crush. I had such a crush on him, and I feel like no one knows who he is.
From what?
now people know who
From
he is.
what?
Well, he was DJ's boyfriend on Full House. He was Nelson. He was super rich. You know, I winked. No one saw it. And then he was Eric's best friend on Boy Meets World for like a season.
Oh.
And I have been rewatching Boy Meets World, and Eric has no friends except for that one season where he has Jason. His character's name is Jason also. Actually, his character's name is Jason Marsden because Mr. Feeney always calls people Mr. whatever your last name is or Miss.
So his name is his real name?
But yeah, they didn't put much thought into it. But I think they work really well together, and I don't know why he wasn't axed back.
Yeah.
But anyway.
He's also the voice of Max Goof, right?
I know. You know, I've never seen a Goofy movie.
It's very good.
I know. Everyone tells me that.
I haven't seen it in 40 years, so...
No,
I remember liking it.
I think it still holds up. I just haven't seen it. I will.
Yeah.
But
so he's great in this.
He's amazing in this.
He also is he's not the young actor who plays Binks in the
No,
beginning.
that's what's his
They
name.
voiced him over.
What's his name from NCIS?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's on NCIS.
Yeah, he didn't get to use his real voice because they said it sounded too different. So they were like, yeah, we're going to put his voice over.
Yeah.
Which you could kind of see.
Yeah, you can. If you look at his lips, you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
But it's fine. And he's like super into it. Like he's like super into just like the Binks thing.
Oh, that's good for him.
And he,
good for him.
during the pandemic, well, I don't know if it still is, but he used to have his Instagram as private.
Yeah.
And I followed him and he followed me back, which he follows me back. I don't know if he still does.
Baby, he could be your hall pass if you want.
I don't know. He's married. Maybe. But anyway, he used to do lives during the pandemic. And, like, if people would send him stuff, he would, like, sign it and send it back.
That's nice.
And he's, like, a really big, like, Disneyland. I guess he's close. He's not in California, but he's closer to California. He's a really big, like, Disney Parks fan. So, like, a lot of times people would send him Disney Parks stuff.
Sounds like your dream man.
No, I'm just saying he seems like a really nice guy.
He does seem like a nice guy.
He's not an.
He seems like he hasn't been like he's also not like crazy. He hasn't gone crazy Christian or like crazy drugs. He just seems like a person.
He's also like a C-list star or like a B-list star who like doesn't have like an ego about them.
Isn't that what you
like,
really want to be?
It. Yeah.
You just want to be able to work.
Yeah.
Maybe have some people like you and you have money.
And he does like a ton of like voice acting. Like he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. He was one of the extreme Ghostbusters too.
Yeah, he does a lot of voice acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like he just seems like a really like good guy who like he's there for the fans. Like he does not seem like he has a big ego about anything. So.
Yeah.
Whatever. If you're listening to this, Jason Marsden,
reach out to Jen. If you want to get in touch with Jen, just
if you want a good time,
just let me.
Jen.
Yeah, just let me watch. So Max and Allison almost kiss. They do an almost kiss, but then C-3PO comes in and is like, "Master Max, They in Disney language they might as well have fucked right there. Like,
oh, come on.
Almost kissing. No, it really. I'm serious though, because almost kissing means they like each other and they have intent.
Yeah,
but they don't do it.
Right.
But but you don't need them to finish it later. You just need them to.
Yeah.
Like,
I gotcha.
That's all you need is like they almost kissed.
Yeah. And then.
Which, by the way. What the fuck is Allison doing? I mean, I know you've been through, maybe you're trauma bonded, you've been through some witch shit.
She's slumming it.
But come on, Max. Come on. She's
who
wonderful.
else
She was also, I also had a crush on her. She was also in Ladybugs. And then later on she plays a sex worker in Eyes Wide Shut. And she's absolutely wonderful in that. She's gorgeous and she just does an amazing performance in that movie.
So they stop kissing because they hear something upstairs.
Yeah.
And they realize that the witches aren't dead. And they go to check on Danny.
Oh boy.
And now comes the most terrifying part of the movie.
Yeah.
They think Danny's still in bed. And they go to pull the covers out. And Sarah like pops up.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It is a good one.
It's a good scare. You do not see it coming.
Yeah.
Especially because there's been nothing like that in this movie thus far.
Right.
So you're like not ready for it.
Also, like Winifred is like opening the curtain with her nail. Like it's all super spooky. You don't see them until you see Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's malintent, like hiding underneath the blanket, like they're trying to scare them.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
So they take Danny, and Sarah also sings "Come Little Children" now.
Yeah.
Which is like a real song. She sings the whole thing.
Right.
And
she's good.
Yeah.
Go Sarah Jessica Parker.
Also, I want to say there's great wire work happening in this first movie. Like, there's no CGI, or there might be some little minimal CGI of like erasing things.
Right.
Or like compositing things like with Binks's head or whatever. But it's wire work. Like when they're flying, that's like wires.
There's a behind the scenes, which I think everyone has seen, where like Bette Midler accidentally hits
Thor Birch?
Yeah.
In the head.
Yeah, and she just immediately goes and checks on her.
Yeah. She's so sweet.
It's
not even her fault. It's probably
it's not.
Whatever the grip is doing it.
But even this movie
she becomes so maternal so quickly.
This movie has such good people in it.
I know. Fucking love Bette.
There's also one point, I shouldn't have written it down. I just wrote Mary's face when Winnie tells her she's right. But there's one point where Winifred tells Mary that she's right about something, and she's just like, "I'm right."
Yeah.
She's got such middle child syndrome. She just wants to be loved.
Danny tells Winnie that she's the ugliest thing that ever lived, and Winnie gets all upset.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you could tell someone.
She called me ugly. It really hurt my feelings. She doesn't even know me.
Yeah, and then she wants to murder her. She wants to eat her and her alone.
Yeah, that's
it.
Now it's personal.
That's it.
Right, it is personal because they've also stolen the bullies. They could eat the bully's soul, but now she's like, no, I want to fucking kill that little girl.
I also get the idea, and maybe it's been somewhere else before.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been somewhere else before, that the younger you are, the more
tasty you are.
Oh yeah, no, the younger they become.
Oh,
you want a
that
nice
makes sense.
young soul.
That makes sense. That
like
makes
veal.
sense.
You want a veal
But Sarah
soul.
does say we have a child.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's personal, but I'm saying like in general.
Yeah, I get that feeling.
You want a nice.
Yeah. You want like a nice Emily Banks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like, and I know you've definitely not seen this movie, but it's almost like the villains in Doctor Sleep. In that they don't eat your soul, but they eat like your emotions.
Yeah.
So they'll like torture a child
Thanks.
to like, and then like while the child's like screaming, they're like sucking up its like soul.
Like in Monsters Inc. Is that what Monsters Inc. is based on?
Yeah, Monsters Inc. is based on Doctor Sleep. Came out 10 years earlier. So let's see, Billy. We're jumping all over the place, but who cares? You've seen this movie. Billy cuts his mouth open and insults Winifred, and all of a sudden he's a good guy. He's not acting like a good guy before that moment, but after that moment, it's like, oh, he's a good guy now. Mm-hmm. He also had, this is more trivia, he has real moths in his mouth, which I think you would not be allowed to do now.
Well, he had like a barrier.
It's still the ASPA.
No, I know. I'm just saying it wasn't like in his mouth.
Yeah.
He had like a
bag in his mouth.
Yeah. Also, can we jump back? I forgot to say it.
Yeah.
when they're in the house, how they find them is that Winifred is calling for her book.
Yeah.
Also, Winifred's given up. She's like, this is it. I can't find my book. We can't make the potion. We are doomed.
Yeah.
And then they go to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Yeah.
And they go to the window, and because Allison and Max have opened the book to try to find something to help Binks, it gives off a light and they see it.
Yeah.
But when they open the book, it immediately illuminates their faces like they're looking at an iPad.
Right.
And she's like, well, nothing weird so far. Do you not see this blinding light?
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Allison.
What are you doing?
Well, she almost kissed Max, so we know she's blind.
All right. I'm just saying I needed to point that out.
No, it's a little dumb. Also, this seems like a funny thing to say, but I feel like the character of the book has changed because I feel like
I was gonna say that when we got to the second.
The
it's a character now.
In
it's
part
not a
two,
character.
in part 2, he's conflicted about things.
He's a character. He sweats. He cries.
Yeah,
he goes through all the emotions.
Yeah. In 1, he's totally on Winnie's side.
Yeah. I mean, he's not really. I mean, he is, but he's not even really a he.
Right.
It's just like a pet. Well, not that pets don't have emotions.
Right. I don't know. I also shouldn't gender it.
Right. Well, she genders.
He's just book. Does she? I don't know.
But does she not? Oh, maybe. I don't know.
No, I can't think of it now. So Winnie gets Danny and tries to make her drink the potion. Then Bing saves her. Max drinks the potion.
Mm-hmm.
Winnie gets turned into stone, but the sisters don't. But Winnie seems to turn into stone when the sunlight hits her, but not because she's on hollow ground. It doesn't all make sense how they all die.
Well, I think it's because
the sisters explode, but she turns into stone first.
I think the idea is that that's what happens when a witch touches hollow ground.
But she's looking at the sun as if the sun is what's doing it.
Right. Well, maybe she doesn't. Maybe it's just
right. Okay.
She's just confused.
Okay.
I think that's what it's got. I mean, I think that's what it's got to be because they just dust away.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, they explode. In 2, they dust away. In part 1, they explode like firecrackers. It's like, and they're gone. We see the ghost of Banks, who also brings up another fucking virgin. He's like, I had to wait 300 years for a virgin and fucking light a candle. It's like, you know what, man? He's fucking 15 years old.
And then he says to Danny, I'll always be with you.
Yeah.
Because she's so upset that she's losing him.
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta go with my real sister.
Yeah.
You're a substitute.
So, but this is something I don't understand.
Sure.
Binks' ultimate goal was to be reunited with his sister and for his soul to be at peace, right?
Right.
So then why does it seem like his goal is to keep someone from lighting the black flame candle and keep the Sanderson sisters from returning? What's his goal?
Well, he thinks that he'll never be able to be at peace.
Mm-hmm.
So I think his original goal was, I'm going to live forever and no one's going to have to go through what I have to go through. And then once it's lit, he's like, well, the worst happened.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get me all the way there.
Okay.
I think.
I'll buy it. You want to move on to part 2? Or do you have more to say about 1?
No. I mean, I love it.
It's a quick movie. It's not a slog. It's a nice, brisk movie. It goes along. It's always it's something you can watch over and over and over again.
Right. On Freeform.
Yeah. There's no part of it that's like, this part.
Oh, yeah, no, everything's great. Everything's great.
It just goes. It goes.
I mean, like we pointed out, it doesn't all make sense. It's not all perfect, but I mean, it's
Who needs it to be?
It's fantastic.
It's fucking Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
I saw a fun clip of her in like the early 2000s on Letterman, where she was talking about how she does a Halloween benefit every year, which she does.
Yeah,
because we saw like the Zoom
2021
version.
Yeah, or the 2020.
And she was telling Letterman like, yeah, Halloween's my favorite holiday, and I don't mean to brag, but I think I'm in one of the best Halloween movies ever.
Stop.
And she says Hocus Pocus, and she's not promoting Hocus Pocus.
Right.
This is way after Hocus Pocus. This is like at least 10 years after Hocus Pocus, and she's goddamn right she is.
Yeah, and there was like a sweet spot where it was like, well, not a sweet spot, but like a moment where it wasn't ginormous.
Right. And now it's ginormous.
Right.
Like with everybody. Like,
yeah.
It's not just like it's
so
not
she was saying that before.
Right.
It wasn't fan service.
Right. But it's also not like some of the other things that like Gen X or millennials like. Like kids still like Hocus Pocus. Like everyone likes Hocus Pocus.
It's good. It's solid. It's getting what it deserves.
You're damn right it is.
It's a solid movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Let's talk about Hocus Pocus 2. This is a movie we all begged for, and you know what? I'm happy we have it, but if you don't like it, maybe you shouldn't have begged so hard. Did you learn nothing from Arrested Development?
I don't know that I begged for it.
People,
I know, I'm just saying.
People did. The people did.
No, I get that the people did. I'm happy.
I'm happy they did.
Right.
They're talking about 3. I'd rather them not.
No,
we don't
thanks.
need a 3.
And we're wrapped.
Yeah, we're done. We did it.
We're
We did the
up.
sequel.
The only way I would accept a 3 is if it was a prequel.
Yes.
And you hire those 3 girls right now.
They are.
You get them before they get any older. They're perfection.
The 3 little girls who play them as kids are so good. They really are. They get the matters is right. It's perfect. It's adorable.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would accept.
Okay. I agree. How about let's do that as a Disney Plus series. 8 episodes of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We agree.
I'm down.
All right, so Hocus Pocus 2 came out this year, 2022.
Yep.
29 years after the original. That's a long fucking time. But still fantastic. You don't miss a beat.
No.
Their performance, it's as if they, like, walked off the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all 3 of them are, like, perfect again.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got amazing chemistry together.
So the movie is, Hocus Pocus 2 is directed by Anne Fletcher. She directed 27 Dresses, The Proposal,
Love The
and
Proposal.
4 episodes of This Is Us.
Oh, fun.
The story is by David Kirshner, who you might remember worked on the first movie.
Yep.
Blake Harris, who's done nothing of note other than that 2018 Little Mermaid movie no one saw.
Sure.
Jen D'Angelo wrote the screenplay, and she's worked a lot on like comedy TV shows. Mm-hmm. So it begins with a spooky Disney logo.
Yeah, it does. They change the logo. Yeah. I like when they do that. It's fun.
It has the same score. It has the same background music, and
it kind of opens the same way with like flying over Salem, Salem.
Yeah. It's enough the same. It hits that, this is a Lega sequel, which we talk a lot about in the show, and it hits the right balance of new and old, what you want but something more. I actually there are instances where I think using the incidental music from original in a sequel don't totally work, but it works here because it immediately feels like this is Hocus Pocus.
Right.
It feels right. So we again, opening shot. You see in this time though, you see a bird, which is the mother.
Right.
They talk about mother in part 1.
Right, mother.
But in this, mother, who they call mother, is
a witch.
Who
adopts them, I guess.
Initiates them into witchiness.
Right.
We don't know what happened to their mother. We know they had a father who died.
Right.
And now the 3 little girls are alone.
Right. And they're 16.
Or Winifred
is 16. Which I was saying, like, they don't look like they're 16, but I guess it's because we're used to seeing 30-year-olds play 16-year-olds.
Right.
Like they're actually 16-year-old children.
So this movie, I think, it is of its time, and just like the first movie was of its time in the 90s. And this movie, I think, has way more progressive point of view about things.
Oh, yeah.
In this movie, when we first see them, Winifred is upset because the reverend of their town is making her marry because she's 16,
right?
And she doesn't have a father, so she's of age, so he's making her marry some guy she doesn't like,
right?
And that's what she doesn't want to do. She doesn't want to get married.
Right.
She wants to stay with her sisters,
right?
And then the reverend comes to her house, and he's played by Tony Hale from Arrested Development, Buster Bluth,
and Forky.
Yeah, and Forky, of course,
from Toy Story.
And like it's all. See, some people go, why is it woke? But I actually feel like it's not overly, like, pushing in your face woke. I feel it's character development.
Right.
She
also wants to marry Billy.
Yes.
She doesn't want to be separated from her sisters, but she also just doesn't want to marry him.
Right.
She's not opposed to marriage.
Right.
She just doesn't want that guy.
Right. The Pritchard boy is the one she's supposed to marry, and when she says, I don't want to, he goes, oh, thank God. She's just so ugly and unpleasant. And then she goes... and you're a prize, and then someone goes, she can't talk to a man that way.
Yeah.
So there's commentary in this.
Yeah.
Even later on, like much later on, when the protagonist Becca is like trying to like stop Winifred. Winifred's like, what has Salem ever done for you? Like there's something being said here which I like a lot.
Right.
But not in this like, I don't know. To me, it's not overt.
It's not pushy.
Yeah, no, it's not pushy, but it makes total sense.
Yeah.
And it has more in line with the actual history of witches.
Right.
Because what happens is, because she won't get married, Tony Hale's like, well, fine, your younger sisters will be adopted by someone else.
Right.
And this is not your house anymore.
Right.
So they're going to take her house, which is like really what fucking happened in the Salem witch trials.
Right.
We stole your fucking house.
Yeah.
Right? Her parents died. It's just 3 kids living in a house. Right. The fucking reverend wants that house.
And I'm sure women couldn't own property.
Right. So, so them being separated is what leads them to being witches. I mean, they're already spooky. Like, they give her a spider for her birthday. Yeah. So they're definitely, they're already witches. Like, even when they meet Mother Witch, she, like, smells it on them.
Right. Especially on Winifred.
Right. But they go into the Forbidden Wood to run away from them being separated.
Right.
Which is kind of like the theme. The theme in the first movie is like brothers and sisters and siblings. Whereas the theme in this one is like
sisterhood
and friendship and having a coven.
Right.
Oh, we should say the spider gets on Tony Hale and he freaks out.
And then later, Winifred does a spell to set his house on fire.
Yeah.
And he's like, the spider did this.
So good. He's so good at it.
Amazing.
Yeah, they go into the woods. They meet. I'm sorry if this actress is someone who's done a lot of things. But the actress who plays the Mother Witch, I think, is really great. Who is it? Hannah Waddingham. Oh, she's in Ted Lasso. How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. Les Miserables.
Who was she in Les Mis?
In Les Mis, she was factory worker.
Oh, okay.
So she's in stuff.
She's been
Midsummer Murders, Winter Ridge, 12 Monkeys, the TV series. Okay, so she does stuff. She's great.
Mm-hmm.
She's scary and beautiful, and like you said before, her costume looks like what Danny's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna first like make Sarah drink the potion and suck her soul, but then Winifred stops her.
Yeah, also when she sings Sarah's song, and Sarah's the only one that goes to her.
Right.
And Mary's pretty young.
Yeah.
I found that interesting.
Yeah, like she's drawn to that.
Right. Glenn. There's some weird guy.
Okay, wait. Right, so we go to the present day.
Uh-huh.
Our protagonist, Becca, is riding her bike through Salem.
Yep. Just like what's his face.
So Becca, it's her birthday. Her birthday is Halloween, and she's turning 16. And like in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, like when you turn 16,
that's when you get your powers.
But it's funny, she actually says something about this because she says, "Oh, that's probably some patriarchal fear of women getting older,"
right?
Or whatever, which is funny. But I also like this because Becca being a witch means that witches aren't inherently bad.
Right.
The Sanderson sisters and Mother Witch are bad because of the patriarchy that they live into.
Right.
The patriarchy made them bad.
Right. Yeah.
Because even the Mother Witch... I'm sorry.
They're driven by revenge and violence.
Right, because even when they first meet the Mother Witch, she says, like, Winifred says something about, like, how, like, they would run out of town or whatever, and she says, like, new world, same old story.
Right.
And she also lost her coven. Her coven was killed.
Right. Yeah.
It's interesting. It's an interesting. It reflects a much more modern way of thinking about the idea of witches.
Right.
It also gives the 3 stars more to do.
Right.
They're in it more, which we want.
Right. Yeah, that's why we wanted a sequel.
They're surprisingly, there's a big chunks in the first movie that they're not in.
Yeah.
And we won't have that now.
Unacceptable.
But part of me thought, are they going to give SJP more to do because she's such a huge star now? And not really. She's doing what she does great, but like she's still like it's exactly like it was.
Right. I feel like she has a few more lines that are kind of her own, and she also talks back.
Well, she has that big moment at the end.
But I feel like she has a few more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like if it was very like Bette Midler. It was very much Bette Midler's movie.
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus. Because, like,
right.
I mean, how much was Sex and the City on?
No.
Yeah, like how much had Sarah Jessica Parker?
93.
How big was Sarah Jessica Parker?
She had just done like movies.
And like how
movies.
big was Kathy and Jimmy? You know, like I feel like that was.
No, it was definitely Bette Midler.
Right,
yeah.
and now I feel like. I mean, still, not to be mean, but who was Kathy and Jimmy? But like Sarah Jessica Parker, I feel like they gave her a little bit more.
Okay, yeah.
Not a lot. It still felt right, but.
So the main girls are Becca, our protagonist, her Izzy, and Cassie. Cassie is the girl who now has a boyfriend, Mike, who's like a dumb football player, and they've kind of like their friendship's kind of broken up. They haven't hung out in months.
Yeah, and her boyfriend's like weird to them.
Yeah. This is almost, in some ways, this is more like a YA movie.
Right.
Than a kid's movie.
Right.
There's no little kids like Danny.
Right.
The outside of the witch stuff, it seems more like teenage drama.
Yeah.
Cassie's dad is the mayor, who's also played by Tony Hale. He's a descendant. You know, when you first saw him, did you think he was going to turn bad?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's a good... I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if it's a good reversal.
I like it. I like that he didn't turn.
It just... I don't know, but... I agree. Okay. But part of me felt like, when is it going to happen? And then it doesn't ever happen.
Yeah.
And I especially thought it was going to happen because he's the mayor.
I know.
So you think, oh, he's in charge still.
Right. Yeah.
They do something like that in the Fear Street movies. The same actor plays, like, an important member, like, in the past. Like, important, like maybe a reverend or something. But then in the future, he's like the sheriff of police, and you think he's good until you find out he's bad. Spoiler alert for Fear Street.
Yeah, no, I kind of like that he didn't turn. He's very much like...
He's like super dad. Like they say, like he's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, he's super sweet and like goofy.
Yeah.
And like they tell a joke and he like laughs like way too long.
yeah.
And he's just like upset. Like he loves Halloween. He's like obsessed with getting this one candy apple from this one cart.
Yeah.
Ugh, I love him. I love him. I'm glad he didn't turn. But
so we meet Gilbert. Gilbert is a magician who owns the magic shop, which is in the Sanderson sisters' old house. And he's like doing a kind of magic show / presentation when we see him.
About the Sanderson sisters.
About the Sanderson sisters.
And the black flame candle and like the history of them.
Right, and how he made a new black flame candle.
Right.
Which he later tells us the book helped him make it.
Right.
It kind of retells the story of the first movie.
Mm-hmm. There's some flashback.
Right.
To the first movie, which
there's
is
fun things, like if you look, there's like Binks stuffed animals in a cauldron.
And he's got a black cat named Cobweb.
Yeah.
Which at first, when I heard Jason Marsden wasn't in it, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Justice. But I guess, it makes sense.
Supposedly Thora Birch was going to be in it, but couldn't for some reason. But so it is...
They couldn't get one of them. What are they doing?
What's
Max doing?
They made a sequel book.
Right.
Which is like Max and Allison's kid.
Yeah.
But there's none of that in this. Although they refer back to 1993 a lot in that night.
Yeah.
We find out later that Gilbert, even though he's a good guy, he's behind bringing them back. Because he gives on her 16th birthday, he knows them because they're the witchy girls.
Right, and he sells witchy stuff.
Right, so he gives her, for her 16th birthday, a black flame candle because he knows she's going to light it. And he wants them to come back. And
he's got like a bunch of fake ones. Like that's his like thing, is it?
Yeah.
He's like it's all merchandise.
Yeah.
From the Sanderson sisters.
Right.
Yeah, and then she lights it. But I don't know, Gilbert.
Yeah.
You know who he feels like?
Who?
Not exactly, but he feels like what's his name from Are You Afraid of the Dark that owns the magic shop?
I vaguely remember. It's not that the performance is bad. He's just the weakest character.
No, yeah, he's good. We just like don't need him.
And his subplot later on in the film is like whenever you cut back to him, it's like, oh no. And it's him and Billy Butcherson, who honestly doesn't need to be in this at all. He's not necessary at all in this. Yeah, and it's like you almost feel like he should be more of a bad guy too. Like
right, that would be good.
Yeah,
that would be a good turn
because he's behind it. Really, he's behind them coming back.
Yeah, there's not like much like evil
right
doing.
Well, he has this weird thing where he's like, they're like, why would you want him to come back? And he's like, well, you don't understand. They were like, they're misunderstood, which is an interesting thought, but it also contradicts, I feel like, the rest of what the movie's saying about them, because they are evil.
Yeah.
Or at least they come back evil. Yeah, it's just weak. It's just not a good supporting character.
Yeah. But he is good. Yeah. The actor is really good.
Yeah. So they come back.
Yeah, when they come back, the ground splits and it makes like a little like devil's pitchfork, and they just hit the ground running. Right. They hit the ground singing. They are ready.
Right. They're saying Elton John's The Bitch is back.
Right.
So in hell they must have had Elton John's greatest hits.
Right.
And they're making it The Witch is back.
Yeah.
But I have to say, even though they're saying, it's funny, they make it meta, like, because when they cut away from them to the girls, it sounds...
Yeah, they're like, who are they singing to? Who are they performing for?
Yeah, why are they doing this? I can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
Like, and then later on when they tell Gilbert that he came back, he's like, were they singing? They like to sing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. And then there's a jump scare.
Yeah.
Because they run away, and Izzy goes, who are they performing for? And Sarah jumps out and goes, you.
Yeah, she gets the first jump scare. They know. They paid attention.
Yeah.
They paid attention to the first one.
Yeah. So Mary's like her lip is curled to the other side.
Yeah.
And Kathy Najimy said it's because it's harder for her to do it the other side now. Oh. But she's doing it in the first scene. But then
it switches.
Winifred smacks her, and when she smacks her, it turns to the other side.
Oh.
Yeah.
The details.
The details.
It's all about
folks.
the details.
Yeah. But yeah, they're incredible. They're incredible. They don't miss a beat. You know, they're like, are you kids? Are you teenagers?
And they're like, the first no, teenager we're 45.
We see. Yeah. Oh, old folks. And then they're like, you're our idols. Oh, idols, my favorite word.
And then they're like, who's your favorite?
Get in line. It's fun. They've got that chaos again.
Yeah.
There's also a sort of meta-ness of them being famous, which is in the first movie, right? In the first movie, everyone knows the legend of the Sanders sisters,
right?
But in this one,
they know them.
It's as if it's a real. It's as if it's a movie. Like people dress as them,
right?
There's a drag, like you see drag performers playing them,
right?
It almost reminds me of the way, like in like The Force Awakens, like the characters from the original Star Wars are legends. People know about Luke and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they enter a Sanders Sisters look-alike contest where, like, there's drag performers, there's kids, there's teenagers, and everyone kind of has the costume. Like, even when they're in CVS, they meet a bunch of kids dressed like them.
Walgreens.
at Walgreens.
Yeah. I know, I love that. And they take a picture with them.
Yeah.
The whole Walgreens scene, though, I don't need it.
Because of its product integration?
No.
No, really, because, I mean, it's so... They say Walgreens 900 times.
Obvious. It is super obvious. I just, like... I don't know. Like, they lure them into Walgreens because the girls tell them that they're 45 and they're witches, and you don't need to lure kids. Like, it's all in youthful beauty products.
Right, you could just... The souls are in
And
there.
that's when Sarah's like... We don't need to lure kids. I don't need to sing. 'Twas my only job.
Alas.
I know, it was so sad. And then they're like drinking the like lotions and like eating. I don't know if it grossed me out. I don't know if I found it too cheesy. I think it's super cringy. Even in the commercial, I was like, oh, that part, I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be on board with this movie. I don't like it.
I feel the way I felt about the Walmart scene in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Right. Where it's like, it's a very ugly space.
Yeah, it's super ugly. It's super bright.
But it wasn't that strong to me. Maybe because it's reminding me of the scenes from the commercials of the original film that I was promised and never given, of them being wacky in a supermarket.
I mean, I guess it's just like I want them in the dark, and I want them like not chugging down. I don't know. It just felt cringy.
Okay. So they get salt and back to protect themselves. Yeah. Go on.
Also, okay. Wait, and no, I'm about to go off. Hold on.
Yeah.
So, but before they go into the Walgreens, there's like a thing where they think it's magic that the door opens, which like fine, but also they were bad. Like the 90s was a long time ago, but also not that long ago.
But did they go into a store in the 90s?
Doors. I don't know, but some of the things that they're like in awe of, it's like you didn't have this already. Okay, maybe okay. I don't know, but also when Mary goes, I have problems with what they did to Mary. When Mary goes into the store, she like farts. Mary in the original was like goofy, but she wasn't like a weird, like gross.
But I feel like that's the only thing like that.
No, I don't know. I just feel like when she in the original, whenever she got on her broom, she would always say broom ho, even when she got on the vacuum.
Yeah.
And this one, she's like cowabunga. Ooh, I don't know. I feel like they did a caricature of her.
I have to strongly disagree. I actually feel like I wish she was lighter because I feel like she's threatening to kill the children a lot in this. She gets her own little scare in this where the three witches walk down the aisle and then the two girls want to leave and then she's right there and she goes boo and they're like she's like I love when that I love to do that and then she goes where are you going? I want to stay close to you. I feel like she's I find her more threatening and scary in this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. She's also physically very different because the actress lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Which, good for her. But, I mean, it's not that obvious in the crazy shit that they wear.
Right. Yeah.
But, she looks different. She might look the most different, actually, of all three of them.
I don't know.
So they do the broom bit again. Winifred takes... like a decoration broom that looks like a witch's broom. Well, in the first one, we should say they take like
a broom, a mop, and a vacuum
cleaner. In this one, they take a witch's broom decoration,
a Swiffer, and two Roombas.
Two Roombas, which in this are called broomies or broomies. Broomies, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny.
Yeah. No, the Roombas kind of remind. They follow. They follow Mary kind of the way Agatha Cromwell's bag follows her. And she treats it like a pet. And she treats them like a pet. That I appreciated. I don't know. I just think they did Mary dirty, but whatever.
I actually kind of giggle when she says cowabunga.
I know. I don't know.
She sells it.
No, she does. I just like...
I understand.
I think they made her too silly.
I understand.
Like, she's got like a... she just wants to be loved, but she's kind of goofy, and like sometimes she'll stand up to Winnie, but like mostly she just wants her to accept her, and I don't know. There's some parts where I was just like, you're not.
Didn't feel right.
I don't know. You're being too silly. They're making you too silly.
Winifred says amuck.
Yeah.
Sarah does the amuck thing.
I thought that felt a little...
Well, there's definitely, like, boxes to check.
I know. But, like, first of all...
It's not necessary, for sure.
She does it a bunch.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. I feel like also the first one, it was, like, she said it and she wasn't expecting to hear amuck and it just made her giggle. But this, it was... I don't know. It just... some of it just feels like... It just feels forced.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that totally.
I know that we need to hear it.
Or we don't,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a delicate balance to figure out what exactly you need and what exactly you don't need.
Or she didn't need to say it a million times. Yeah.
It might not be necessary. I mean, it's in the trailer, which makes you wonder if it was written for the trailer.
Right. Also, like, maybe, like, one, amuck. Like...
Right. Something more subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it just felt like too fan servicey.
Yeah. I get it. Well, let's jump ahead a little bit then, since we're on this topic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about their singing. They sing when they first come back, but they also have like a big number. So we talked before about how like it's iconic. They sing "I Put a Spell on You." In this one, they sing what's the actual title of the song? One Way. It's Blondie's song.
One Way or Another, or I don't know. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
One Way or Another.
Yeah. So they sing that, which. It's good because it's them,
right?
Or because it's Bet, but it's not a scary song. It's just a pop song. And like you said, how would they know it? They just know pop songs from the 80s.
And they start setting it up like they're gonna sing "I'll Put a Spell on You," because they keep saying it.
Yes, yeah, right. So let me ask you.
Yeah.
When they're making this film, right, you have three choices. You have let's not do a song.
Right.
You have let's do I Put a Spell on You again.
Right.
Or let's do a new song. Mm-hmm. Which is what they went with.
Right.
What's the right move?
I don't know. But
I was hoping that they would sing I Put a Spell on You. But I could also see people going,
too much.
You're repeating it. You're doing the exact same thing.
Well, it's got to have a song because you have Bette Midler. Like, that's why the first one has a song.
Has a song, right.
Like, you've got Bette Midler. You cannot have a song. But, like you said, it's not a spooky song.
Maybe that's it. Maybe the choice is what's wrong.
Right.
Maybe if she sang something a little bit more, like, along the lines of I Put a Spell on You.
Or, like,
what if she sang
the
like
Season of the
Jesus?
Witch? The Season of the Witch would have been good.
Something moody, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
one way or another is like a...
It's too upbeat.
It's a poppy kind of
song. It would have been good, maybe. I don't know. I feel like everything...
Yeah.
I feel like things that I would have wanted, I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe since they were already doing, like, the contest with them, if someone else was performing and they, like, pushed them aside to do it, that would have worked for I Put a Spell on You.
Right.
Because they already kind of pushed people aside to get in the contest. They were like, oh, you're us. We're going to win this thing because it is us.
Right.
It definitely had to have a song. I just...
Yeah. Maybe
I don't
the
know.
choice is what's wrong.
Yeah, the choice, I think, is what's wrong. And I don't know if it needed to.
No. Although the first one isn't that long.
Right.
It's more of a bit.
Right.
Although
and
it
is funny that they start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately singing.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, what
because
are they
know.
Why
they know.
Are they doing
yeah,
this?
no. That was funny.
You're
well,
right.
at first I was like, I liked it a lot better the second time because at first I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
What are they doing to us?
So, going back to the beginning of this, in the beginning when they meet Mother Witch, they're given the book, and the book shows them, they look at the book and there's a spell, the power spell, which gives them ultimate power. So, in this, when they're back and they go back to their home and they meet Gilbert, who's like surprised to see them, and because he thinks they're going to be like nice or something, they say like, or one of them, not Winifred, maybe Mary says like, we need the spell book because we need to make the potion. Basically the plot of the first movie.
Yeah.
And Winifred goes, no, forget that. I don't want to waste time with that. Let's just do the power spell.
Right.
And then we can live forever.
Yeah, and then we don't need it.
Right. It's so that's their goal. They're going to do the power spell.
Right.
And, they have to get all these things. You have to get
the head of a lover.
Right, which is there just to put Billy back in it. And
some other stuff.
A spider, which is
just some other stuff for what's his face to do. A drop of their enemy's blood. Oh, right, that's
which is where they go to get
the girl.
Yeah.
Also,
well, no, they go to get the father first. They see a picture of him as the mayor running for re-election as the mayor.
Right.
And they're like, look, it's him.
Right. Also, can we go back to the song for a second?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to talk about the montage, or not the montage. Well, I guess kind of, but.
Them dancing and stuff?
Well, the dancing and then how it's cutting to like a bunch of different people doing different things, and one of them is a couple watching the movie. But
that's awful, yeah.
It's not even like a recreation of the movie. It's the movie, and it's the scene with Gary and Penny Marshall.
Yeah. Terrible.
I appreciate that there would have been a movie. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I just wish they had like just pick anyone and just reshoot it. Just one teeny tiny little scene. I think I would have like really appreciated that.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way.
Also that part.
Yeah.
Not even an iconic part.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get it.
It'd have been fun if they were watching I Put a Spell on You while they're singing that on
and they're
the
like,
song.
this is a good song.
Yeah.
This is a preferable song. I have a problem with Cassie and her party.
Yeah.
So Cassie, the friend that's sort of estranged, she's throwing a party that seems like her boyfriend Mike pushed her into.
Right.
But Cassie's dad, the mayor, he's at the little town fair.
That looks adorable. Why aren't they all there?
Well, my problem is, you throw a party when your parents are out of fucking state. When they're
not when they're down the block.
Yeah. How did she ever think she was going to win with this party? Because when you see the party, you hear things crashing
massive,
and it's massive and it's huge. It's like your dad is 5 minutes away. He could be back any second.
Yeah. Well, she knew he had to get that candy apple, and that candy apple line is forever.
I guess it seems like a real bad idea.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Terrible idea.
Yeah.
So at some point they rat her out because they know that the witches are after the dad.
Right, and they think sending him home will make him safe.
Right.
So he misses his candy apple.
Right. Let's see. So then they follow her home, right? They end up in the mayor's house.
Right.
In the garage.
Right.
Which is a fun scene.
Right, the witches.
Yeah.
And they pour salt around them.
Yeah.
Which, like, now salt is like a force field.
But it's because of...
Oh, right. I guess.
Because of her power. Oh, we forgot to say also, like, they get thrown into the... There's a dungeon in the in their house. They get thrown in. And, and they put a spell on them that they can't...
They take the stairs away.
Yeah, and they can't be heard.
Yeah.
But they have, like, this stuff that Gilbert gave them that if they burn... Basically, there's these little clues along the way that Becca is a witch.
Right. If you burn it, it reverses a curse.
Yeah. Let's see. So, they go... Oh, yeah, the mayor finds him in the house. Mm-hmm. There's some fun stuff. He's like, you're an older crowd than I thought it would have been.
Yeah.
That's what he calls them, the Goth Golden Girls.
Yeah.
The Roombas come and eat up the salt that sets them free. No, and Mary says something like, they despise litter or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a scare where they pick up the mayor's daughter, Cassie.
Oh, right.
They just scoop her up and fly away with her.
Yeah.
And then you have a fucking Rey Skywalker moment. There's a couple Rey Skywalker moments where, like, as you know, Winnie has Palpatine powers. She always did, even in the first movie. She could do lightning from her hands.
Yeah.
But while Cassie's being pulled away, Becca, like, puts her hand up and it starts to, like, sizzle.
Yeah.
Which is just like what happened with Rey in The Rise of Skywalker. And then there's a big moment in the end that's exactly like The Force Awakens, where she puts her hand out and the book comes to her.
Yeah.
Just like Rey got the lightsaber from Kylo Ren.
Yep. Also, Sarah and Mary have that also.
Right, when they start, they do half of the power spell.
Yeah.
We're skipping a lot. There's also a lot of this subplot with Gilbert and Billy Butcherson trying to get all the stuff that they need, and it's just a slog.
Yeah. I don't care for it.
No, I don't like it at all.
There's also a part where Sarah... Do you remember exactly what she says? She, like, yells at Winnie.
Oh, yeah, because she now has these powers, and she zaps... Winnie's like, move it, you fools, and then she zaps Winnie.
And she's like, I'm not a fool.
I'm a good sister.
Yeah, I'm a loyal sister, and I deserve to be treated as such. And then, like, Winnie says something, and she's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
She
and
goes
then Mary's like,
back.
I apologize for her.
Right.
Yeah.
But before that, Mary's like, ooh, she told you, or like whatever she said.
It's a nice old-timey way. It is a fun moment.
Yeah.
It is a fun moment.
And then once the spell is done, so in order for the spell to work, you have to give up something that you love most.
Right.
Which Winnie didn't read the warning.
Yeah.
She didn't read the terms and conditions.
Right.
She just clicked I accept.
Yeah.
And she loses her sisters. That's when they
dust
Peter Parker away.
Yeah.
That's when they get Thanos.
Yeah.
Mr. Stark.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say it's genuinely sad.
Yeah, it's real upsetting.
Because that was what got her there. Her whole life was about her sisters, staying with her sisters, and she gave up her sisters, and she doesn't even realize it.
I know. And then
we should say that the other girls, they're attacking the other girls, and the other girls. It's not clear if all three are witches or if just Becca's a witch and the other two make her more powerful. But when all of them, she's putting up like a force field.
Yeah.
That's like beginning to falter. But when all the girls hold hands, the force field becomes stronger.
It's
so
like
you see,
a
like
coven idea.
Yeah, they're a coven.
And
but are they witches without her?
Well, I think that's the same idea, kind of what Mary and Sarah do for Winnie.
Right.
Like Winnie's the most
really
powerful, but
yeah. Yeah. But there's a moment where Winifred says something like, "They leech off my power."
Right.
She says something mean about the sisters.
She goes through all the stages of grief.
Yeah.
Because she's in like full denial.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, they're not. They're not going anywhere." And then they do. And then she's like, "Well, we can bring them back."
Yeah.
Like they really hit every stage of grief.
But she's like heartbroken.
I know.
And she's like, "Book, can you do something?
I know.
For old time's sake."
Yeah. when she finally hits acceptance.
Yeah.
It's real upsetting to watch.
She's like, my sisters, like, they were everything. Like, it really, it like...
Yeah, she's like, and they're like, well, you have all the power. And she says something like, it's nothing without them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's super upsetting. And then Becca, she book gives her a spell.
Well, the book opens for her,
right,
which makes Winifred go, "You are a witch,
right?
And you're a coven." The book is presenting itself to you,
right? And she reads the spell.
She asked her to do a spell,
right? She asked her to do something,
yeah.
And then Winifred's like, "Well, why aren't they back?" And she's like, "They're not coming back. You're going to them."
Right. It's a reuniting spell,
right?
But she's not upset about it.
She's so happy about it. She's so happy to be back with them.
Yeah.
And then she just dusts away.
And then we see Book shed a tear. Book cries.
I know. Yeah, Book's a real character in this. He sweats at one point when he's nervous.
Yeah, there's one point where she's like, "You don't have to do this," and Winifred's like, "I don't have to do what?" And Becca's like, "I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the book."
Yeah, because he does not want to do the power spell.
Right.
He knows how bad it'll be.
Yeah, and he knows it'll split them apart.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Book.
It's not the worst. I just had some things to say.
No, look, it's. Let me say this though. Mm-hmm. I think an 8-year-old kid who watches 1 and 2 together, will always like them both the same.
Right.
Like the way I like Ghostbusters 2.
Right.
Even though I know objectively it's not nearly as good as Ghostbusters 1.
I also think watching them together, like for the first time, would be amazing.
Of course.
But watching them 29 years apart.
Yeah. I get it. Well, we're also grown-ups now.
I know.
We're grown-ass people now.
And the first one is marinated and...
Right. I saw the first one when I was 10.
Right.
Now I'm 73 years old. So there is a post-credit scene where they show there's other candles, and it's like, no, let's not do this. Let's please not do this.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, there is a post-credit scene.
Oh, I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
I was so glad that it was over.
They want to do a 3. All right, so I think we did it. Let's talk about witches in pop culture. What are some of your favorite witches in pop culture?
I wrote some down like a month ago when you asked me.
Sure.
I don't know if they're still the same, but definitely Ursula. I had Ursula as number 1.
Nice, very nice.
But also listening to the other episodes, I didn't even put down the Wicked Witch, and The Wizard of Oz is my favorite movie.
That's interesting. Why didn't she immediately is what pops into my head when I think witch. When I think witch, I think of green skin, pointy hat.
No, you're right. I don't know. I don't know why I thought of Ursula first. Maybe because I knew we were doing Hocus Pocus, and I was thinking of musical witches. Mm-hmm, I don't know what. Mm-hmm. I don't know what made me think of Ursula first, but I do love her. She is an icon.
Yeah. I like when Minnie Mouse dresses up like a witch.
Right. She's fun.
For Mickey, I love Disney Halloween. Everyone knows me. Knows that's my aesthetic. And Mickey will often be a vampire, and Minnie a witch. And I love that it's empowering for Minnie. She flies around. I mean, they fly.
Yeah, I love it. Also Agatha Cromwell.
Yes.
And then I had Mary Poppins. Also, I had also like Harry Potter too. But like Janine said, that's more like wizardy. Mm. But I was trying to think of which things that I liked, and I had a lot of children's witch books that I loved. Even before I got into Harry Potter, I think I was just a witchy kid.
Tell me.
I had The Witch's Little Sister, which was just a little kid's rhyming book, and she was just always getting into mischief, and she wanted to join the big witches. And then I had The Blue Nose Witch, which I think came out in the 50s. And my book is it had to belong to not me. It had to belong to my aunt, because it's just super old and falling apart.
Yeah.
It's it's even hard to open because it's a paperback and it's really falling apart. But it's just a sweet book about, it's kind of like Rudolph. Her nose glows blue. Yeah, it's kind of like Rudolph, but she's always late, and it's a big night for the witches. And they're like, all right, if you want to come, and she's the youngest, and they're like, all right, if you want to come with us, you can't be late. This is your last chance. This is our big night. It's Halloween. We're doing whatever we do as witches. We're flying around. You cannot be late. And she's like, okay, I won't be late. So she sets a million alarms, and she gets up too early, and then she joins neighborhood kids and goes trick-or-treating, and it's a bunch of things, and then she ends up being right on time. Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's fun.
And you're also huge. You said this before, but you are a huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you read them when you were a kid too.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
So what do you think little girls like about witch stories?
I think they're a chance to feel empowered.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a chance for like sisterhood.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not, most witch stories aren't really
You're
love
a little
stories.
sister.
Yeah,
Much
I'm a
like
little
Emily
sister.
Banks, you're a little sister.
You bet. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's a chance for girls to be with other girls or women to be, you know?
Yeah.
It's not
Empowering.
really right.
I want to say something. So we obviously record. These are not live. These are podcasts. So we record them ahead of time. Last week's episode, you heard me, Janine, and Anthony talking about the craft and practical magic. I'm sorry, no.
The week before.
2 weeks ago. Right, that was last week's episode. But 2 weeks ago, you heard us talking. You heard me and Janine talking about the witches. And we happened to talk about bed knobs and broomsticks and Angela Lansbury. And I said, is she still alive? And Janine was like, yeah, she's alive and kicking. She outlived the queen because the queen had just died. Well, just by happenstance, that episode of our show was released the day after Angela Lansbury passed away. So if you heard it that the day it was released and thought, that's weird because she just died, it was weird for us to, it was weird for me to listen to it. Because when I listened back to it, I was like, oh, it's... Like, we didn't just talk about her. Like, I said, is she alive?
Right.
And Janine said, yes, she is still kicking. And that episode came out the day after she passed away. So,
We're still in mourning.
She's a witchy woman.
I am.
And
still in mourning.
Yes.
Love Angela Lansbury. Yeah. Also a Disney icon.
Miss Potts.
Speaking of Disney movies.
Miss Potts.
She's a Disney icon.
You bet she is.
For two things, right? For Bed Knobs and Broomsticks and for this.
Yeah.
Although I guess less for Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, but you know.
Was she only in that? She was in other stuff too. She has to have been, right?
With Disney?
Yeah. Well, we know she's in the second
Oh yeah, Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
You know, I don't know. Maybe,
She's
probably.
in a lot of shit.
Well, when Walt Disney use someone, if he
course,
liked you, he used you in every movie.
Right, and of course, Murder, She Wrote.
Right.
Which is like huge for her. Huge for her. And that diet book she wrote that they talked about on Maintenance Phase.
Right. And the Harvey Girls.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
You know what's funny? Since like her passing, obviously like everyone's posting things, and like a ton of celebrities are posting her and the Harvey Girls, and it's like this movie that like, I mean, it's a Judy Garland movie. Obviously, I don't think I'm the only one who's seen it, but no one else knows it that I've talked to. But she's in it and she's amazing, and we looked it up and it had like 100% on IMDb.
Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes, right? But yeah, I mean, so go watch the Harvey Girls.
Yeah. Jen, I think we did it.
We did do it.
It's been a beautiful October and a beautiful Halloween time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad when it ends, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it'll be back again next year before you know it.
You bet.
Jennifer's Body, Latrell, thank you so much for being here on PCMC.
Thank you for having me.
We end every episode by saying,
Go bye-bye.